This is a Turkish folktale of a cute little mouse with a very big ego and even bigger confidence. He lived in the woods with his dad in a tiny little mousy house. Now, this mouse hadn't really seen or known anything of the outside world. No real world experiences, and he did not even possess that much of bookish knowledge also. But confidence and courage he had ample. At a time when the other little mice would get scared looking at their own shadows and tails, this little mouse thought so highly of himself that he truly believed he was the mightiest and the best. So much that just to humor himself, he would stamp the ground with his tiny foot and then press his ear to the ground to hear if the earth trembled. Ooh! Now, his dad used to advise him to be grounded and humble and well scared because, come on, mice are supposed to be scared and wary of their surroundings. That's how they remain alert and survive. But this little mouse would hear none of it. So, let's hear more about this mouse and what happens. Alright? Scared. And I bet all the other creatures are scared of me. So mighty that I am. His dad replied. Oh, yeah, mighty. Wait till you meet the elephant one day. Then you will know what might is. The little mouse's big ego was hurt. Ouch. Elephant, did you say? What is that? I don't care what or who this elephant is. I am sure I can tear him to pieces in no time. Hearing this, his dad started laughing, and this further infuriated the little mouse. He stood up, went to his room, came out dressed up and with a small Mickey bag strapped to his back as if he were going on a hike. Where are you off to? To go see the elephant. I will come back home only after I defeat or kill this elephant, and then you will see who is the mightiest. But you have never been any farther from the boundaries of our home. You know nothing of the creatures that dwell out there. The little mouse indignantly replied, I don't care. And don't you worry about me. I have no doubt all the creatures will run once they see me or get to know me. Bye, Dad. I should be back soon. And with that, out went the little mouse, all alone into the wide, wide woods. In a short time, he came upon a lizard sitting on a rock. But remember, this little mouse knew nothing of the world, and so he did not know what a lizard was. He went up to the lizard and asked loudly, Hey you, are you the elephant? The lizard lazily opened his eyes, looked at the mouse and said, Are you for real? Can't you see I am just a lizard? From which angle am I looking like the huge elephant to you? Ooh, The little mouse felt humiliated being talked to like this, and that too by a small creature as this one. And he stamped his feet on the ground with rage, and it so happened that just by chance, at the very instant the mouse stamped his foot, there came a great clap of thunder, and the lizard, thinking that the mouse's feet had made that terrible noise, nearly left his tail behind and ran to take cover under the rock. Satisfied, the little mouse thought, "Ha! Now he'll know better than to cross me," and he moved on. Even farther, he came upon a rabbit. The mouse asked him, "You fluffy thing there, are you the elephant?" The rabbit stopped in his tracks, looked at the little mouse up and down, smirked, saying, "I am a rabbit. I may have put on just a tiny bit of weight, but that doesn't make me an elephant. What are you? Stupid? Blind?" Now the mouse got very angry, and he glared at the bunny in such a way that the bunny would have dropped dead if looks could kill. But just then a bright lightning chanced to flash that illuminated the now late afternoon woods for a second or two, and guess what? The rabbit thought that fire had emanated from the mouse's eyes, and he got real scared and bounded off, screaming that the sky was falling. Smug, the little mouse huffed his chest in pride and went farther. He then chanced upon a dog inside the fence of a cottage. Now, because the dog was much bigger, the mouse thought he had finally met up with the elephant. He went up to the dog and said, "Hey there, you must be the elephant. I challenge you to a fight with me." The dog, which was wagging its tail until now, froze like a statue and then started to howl in laughter. "Me, an elephant? Oh, why? Have you never seen a dog before? What a silly little mouse you are." Needless to say, the mouse was very offended. "I warn you, don't you cross me. I am the mightiest of all." Just then, the dog's owner whistled to him, and off ran the dog into the house. But the mouse thought the dog had gotten scared and had run off to save his life. Even more happier and confident, the mouse went on. It was now evening, and in a while he came upon a stream gurgling and gushing through the woods. Walking along the stream, the mouse wondered if he should cross the stream, when suddenly he came upon a huge grey boulder standing in his way. The little mouse was just about to try and climb this boulder when the boulder shifted and started to move. What do you think it was? Yes, the elephant. But the mouse did not know this. He could, however, make out that this was some very large creature, but he wasn't scared. He stood straight to his full height, which wasn't much, and called out loudly, as loud as possible, to the elephant, "Hey, Fatso, are you the elephant?" The elephant's ears tickled a little, and confused, he looked around, wondering if he actually heard someone call his name. The mouse called out loudly to the elephant once more, and now the elephant slowly turned around and with some difficulty spotted the mouse on the ground and said, "You talking to me?" "Yes, I am the elephant. What do you want of me?" The mouse now looked at the elephant and thought, "Oh my, what a weird creature this is. Not only does it have legs like thick tree trunks, but it has two tails, a smaller one on the back and a bigger one in the front. And what are those large flapping things on the sides of his head? He seems to be slapping himself with them. So, this is the elephant." "Behold the mighty mouse," said the mouse to the elephant. "I am the last thing you will be seeing today, for I come to challenge you to fight with me, and by the end of the fight you will be no more. I am going to break all your bones." Now the elephant was stunned. He had been drinking water and had just then filled his trunk with water from the stream, but he forgot all about it. He imagined this stupid but super confident little creature fighting with himself and broke out into uncontrollable trumpeting peals of laughter. Now, remember the water in the elephant's trunk? The moment he started laughing, all that water came out of his trunk in a big swoosh and splashed over the little mouse, who got swept off his feet. The little mouse struggled to fight the waters, get his little head out of it, and with great difficulty get back on his feet. But by the time he could do that, the elephant had already left the place, laughing and shaking his head at the silliness of the little mouse. The mouse, after having survived successfully, looked around and he could not see the elephant anywhere. He shouted after it, but he could hear nothing in return. It was getting really dark now, and there was nothing the mouse could do but return home. You don't go yet. Wait till the little mouse gets home and faces his dad." It was quite late in the night by the time the little mouse returned to its cozy little home, and his dad was waiting at the door, looking really worried and wringing his hands. On seeing his son, Dad sighed a big sigh of relief and ran to hug him and quickly got him into the house. "Where had you been? What took you so long? I was so worried for you." "Dad, I told you I was going to fight the elephant." "Oh, right. And did you see him? What happened? You must be convinced now." "Of course, I'm convinced. Moreover, I did not need any convincing. You needed convincing. I had already told you I was the mightiest, but you just wouldn't listen." Now, Dad Mouse looked confused. "What are you talking about? What actually happened?" What do you think the little mouse said? Here's what he said. "Well, I had just challenged the elephant to a duel with me when suddenly there was a cloud burst out of the blue, and then came such a terrible storm and flooding. But I, being me, managed to fight the waters and save myself. But alas, looks like the elephant did not manage. He drowned in the flood. He was not to be seen anywhere." I did feel a little sorry for him, but then it's better he had to die that way, for otherwise he would have met with a far more horrible death at my hands.